A very interesting question. We are told in the figure below, CAB is equals to 27 degrees, ABD is equals to 65 degrees, and ADB is equals to 39 degrees. And then we are told find the value of CBD. So we have a pretty and a wonderful diagram over there, and we have different angles, actually three of them, as they have been indicated in the question, and they are well labeled in the diagram. So let's go right into it and find a way of getting to find the value of CBD. CBD, let's try to locate where it is, and actually it is right here with us. Well, it is not really possible to find it directly, but what we can do is that we can find the angles that are much easier to find directly from the information that we have, and as we progress, we'll be able to find the value of angle CBD. Well, from this data that we have right here, it is quite easy and straightforward to find the value of this angle that is here. So we can let these what we have as the diagonals to be intersecting at point X. So we can let this one to be point X, such that we have a point, or rather angle AXB being represented here. So we can say that angle AXB added to 27, and then we add 65, that is supposed to give us the total number of degrees that we are supposed to have in a triangle. And we well know that a triangle usually have 180 degrees. So from this, we can be able to directly calculate the value of AXB, which will be equivalent to 180 minus the sum that we get here. What is 27 plus 65? So that is going to give us 92. So we minus 92, and then we find the value of that. And then we have 180 minus 92. That is supposed to give us 88 degrees, which then would imply that the value of this angle that is right here with us, this one, it's supposed to be 88 degrees. We can actually go ahead and label it, so that we can be able to visualize it even more better. So this angle over here, it's supposed to be 88 degrees. Let's get back to the question. So we have 88 degrees here. I believe it is also quite straightforward to find the value of this angle right here, which is DXA, this one over here. And the way that we can be able to find it, that is AXD, right? Let us actually write it down here. AXD is by taking 180, which is the total degrees in a straight line, and then we minus the value of this angle that we have here, which is 88, like that. And then what do we get once we do that? 180 minus 88, that's supposed to give you 92. So we write 92 degrees there, which then implies that this angle that we have right here, it's supposed to be 92 degrees, like that. Yeah, which other angle can we be able to find from this information? Amazing. We can be able to find this angle that is right here. And the way that we can be able to do that is to say this is angle DAX. It is always advisable that you indicate the value that you are finding, and that you put all your writings in order so that you don't miss the method mark, and to make the work of the examiner much easier as they follow through how you calculated the final angle. So DAX, it's this angle that is right here. So the way that we are able to calculate that is by doing 180, which is the total degrees in a triangle, and then we minus the sum of the other angles, which is 92 plus 39. So we do 92 plus 39 right there, and let's see what we get from there. We get 180 minus that. We can actually do it directly without having to first find the sum. Yeah, but the sum is supposed to give you 131. So what you just do is 180 minus 131, and that is going to give you 49 degrees. Therefore, this angle right here is 49 degrees, like that. So let's go ahead and see if we are getting close to the solution. Yeah, remember that what the question is telling us to find is to find the value of angle ADB. And where is ADB? Not actually ADB, it is to find the value of angle CBD. CBD. This angle right here is what we want. But you'll realize something interesting over here, and that is angle DAC, which is this one right here, DAC. It is equivalent to angle CBD. I hope that you can visualize that. And this is because this angle and this angle over here, they are using the same chord, and that is DC, like that. So so we can say that since DAC is equivalent to, this is now DAC, it is equivalent to 49 degrees, therefore that would imply that CBD is equivalent to 49 degrees, and that is what you are supposed to find, and that is the right solution for that. But then you also indicate that angle DAC is equivalent to CBD because they are angles subtended by the same chord DC to the circumference of the circle. So with that, we can move on to the next question.